Thank you so much. Thank you very much. A very good afternoon, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to stand on the existing protocol, as always, and I bring you greetings from my managing director, Mr. Noriyuki Oguchi, and entire management team. Thank you very much for this opportunity. I've just come to add the source of deliciousness to this esteemed August meeting. My name is Ikediashi Franscisca, and I do corporate communication and public relations for Ajinomoto Foods Nigeria Limited. About us, what do we do? We've been in existence since 1909, and our aspiration is to help people to eat well so that they can live well, and we do this through our amino science. Amino science is the core of the technology that drives the Ajinomoto brand. And then it started with a Japanese scientist in 1908 who discovered that glutamate was an ideal substance for a seasoning. He was researching, and then he found out that glutamate was an abundant taste in the seasonings that of the Germans. And when he came to Japan, he noticed that exciting taste again. And then he discovered through his research work and found Ajinomoto monosodium glutamate. And so in 1991, we came into Nigeria, and we've been here ensuring that Nigerians also have good health and good culinary practice at enjoying mealtime always. What's Ajinomoto? It's a popular seasoning that we all know, a food flavor enhancer that is made from sugarcane through a fermentation process. It is monosodium glutamate, the purest form of umami. It is used widely to enhance umami taste and to make our foods taste very delicious. And presently, it helps with reducing salt in your food without compromising your deliciousness or the palatability of your food. So it's used around the world to bring out deliciousness everywhere. You are what you eat. Do you agree with that? So if it's what you eat that actually helps your body to function the way it should. So why do we eat what we eat? We eat because we like to ingest the necessary nutrients from our food. And that is why at every occasion, every gathering, every family, there's supposed to be a meal time. That is the time where we take in the necessary nutrients that we need for our bodies to function properly. And now we want to talk about, these are the nutrients that we get from food, proteins, the carbohydrates, vitamins, we know all these classes of food. And then we are measuring on proteins. Proteins are majorly 20. We have the free and the bound ones, and those who have their own separate taste. And then when we want to talk about the free ones, we have the sweet ones, which include the glutamate, the asparagine, and the proline. And when we talk about the beta proteins, we have them in their variety, but we're talking about the umami protein, which is promoted through glutamate, a major part of our Ajinomoto product. And then what is this umami? My MC was already saying it. It's a term that I know that is not strange to NIFSTers, and maybe we have visitors here today. Permit me to single out one of our major partners here today. She's the founder of the Lagos State Caterers and Decorators Association, LSTDA. She's here today, and she has a daughter who is a NIFSTer and invited her. I'm very surprised to see her. So we actually partner with caterers in Lagos State, and they are a big group, and I'm very glad to meet her here today. So these persons, they know us, and thank you, Alaja. So they already understand the umami taste. We try to partner with groups like NIFST to also help us improve our brand and then promote the image of our brand. A lot of people keep saying, what is umami? It is not a sweet taste. It is not a bitter taste. It is not a sour taste. It is not a salty taste. What's that taste? It's a fixed taste that has made its way even into the English dictionary. It is a pleasant taste that is not sweet, not sour, not salty or bitter, especially like the taste found in tomatoes, in meat, in strong cheese. If you take tomatoes now, you cannot tell me it's sour. You cannot even say whether it's sweet. We have added milk to our tea this morning, and you cannot say it is milky. No, the taste is umami, and this is a new taste that we need you to know. NEPA, don't try. So, umami is majorly found in glutamate. And then there are a lot of, an amino acid, of course. Scientists here, you all agree. Glutamate is one of the amino acids, a component of protein. So we have it in a lot of foods that are available here in Nigeria. We want to majorly come down to our Ajinomoto. A lot of us will say, I've never eaten Ajinomoto before. I got to talk to some of the students I met. Say, really, they don't know about Ajinomoto. I said, well, you have had a contact with it, even as a child, from breast milk, because it is abundant in our mother's breast milk. Our first exposure to that umami taste was from the breast milk. This is a chart, if you can see. I'm actually on slide 11. Please, let's see the slide if they are seeing. Well, this is a chart where a mother's breast milk was analyzed, and we found that glutamate was actually the highest protein in the breast milk. That's why sometimes you wonder when children are suckling, they don't remove their mouth from the teeth of the breast, because that deliciousness is getting there. And anybody distracting them, they don't talk to you until they are done with their business. They can't look at you. So that umami taste is a delicious taste that we want all of us to please patronize. As we said, Ajinomoto gives us that purest form of the umami. Humans consume it in food and out of food because glutamate is abundant in our bodies and in other sources. So we have said that it's produced through a fermentation process. And then the NAFDAC officials that are here, there was a time that the DG of NAFDAC was enjoining manufacturers to please produce things that can help Nigerians to live healthy, that can help in that salt reduction. And this was our sure way. We researched it also. There's a misinformation and misunderstanding of this brand. People used to think it is salt. But I'm talking to scientists, and I'm very convinced that at this stage, we don't talk about that here. But we know that the sodium in Ajinomoto is 1/3 that which is contained in our table salt. It is made from sugarcane, like I said, through a fermentation process. And then the WHO has given a recommendation of salt intake for people all over the world, 5 grams per day per person. But in Nigeria, we found that people take about 7.5 grams per day per person. And this is very dangerous. This is the reason why we have a lot of high blood pressure issues. We have a lot of diabetics and all those associated illnesses. And so the Ajinomoto Group is proud to be a solution provider, helping you with products that reduces salt in your food. There's analysis of it. If you look at it, it's just 12.3% that we have here, but in the table salt, about 40% of sodium. So we did a pleasantness scale where we found that even when salt was not used even in a soup or reduced, there was still deliciousness when Ajinomoto was added, because it is there to help improve deliciousness. And then if you say that adding salt, if you read recipe books, when they list all the recipes, they now come to the end of salt, say, add salt to. So salt is a function of tasting in meals, but then it also uses it in preserving and other functions. But for meals, it is to add taste. And then why do you have to add so much? A lot of us in Nigeria were suffering from these illnesses, and we are bringing a solution to that. Why don't you try using Ajinomoto? If you say that your food is not delicious, try it, because it helps you to reduce salt. A number of activities that we do include some of this we are doing here, working with you, partnering with you to help us lend a voice to Nigerians and to the world, that we have got a brand that has gone through the fire of the SON of Nigeria, the fire of the NAFDAC of Nigeria. This brand has been heavily investigated. It is being researched, presently being researched, in the future, in the past, and it has come out clean, on a clean state, and being recognized as generally accepted for consumption. So we also have other products based on our association and affiliation with NIFST. You have advised that we also developed something of Nigerian brand. Then we came out with the Delhi Dawa product made from fermented locust beans. And then our Madish brands. So we sincerely, every time I appreciate NIFST for this partnership that has helped us to also do something that is native to our Nigerian brand. And so for our Madish brand, it gives you two benefits in one. We have the curry and chicken flavor. I'm sorry, our tomato and beef flavor is out of stock, especially now that the tomato is really on the very high side. But this is also a challenge to NIFSTers. Try and see how you can help us secure our food. We must not have seasons when tomatoes, with four pieces of tomato is 2,500, 3,000. Plantain, you can't even eat plantain. And your children will tell you, Mommy, you can't tell me there's no plantain for this rice. You begin to look at them. That, how can you know so much? At your age, I can't tell my mother that. But this is Nigeria. And we are training them to come out and talk. So please, this is my challenge to NIFSTers. See how you can help us to ensure that our foods don't, there are times of scarcity, but with your input and your technological know-how, I think we can see how we can preserve some of these things and they will be available. A lot of displays of beautiful foods from members of this association, and Nigeria is getting there, I can assure you. Thank you, NIFSTers, for all that you do to grow the Nigerian economy. And so our Delhi Dawa is Iru Ogiri Dadawa. Iru Ogiri Dadawa. This is it. Very convenient for you to use. Contains that native taste, no pungent smell, no inconvenience of grinding. Beautifully blend it into your food. Just tear them, pour them. Begin to enjoy deliciousness. So in all we do, we have a factory at 37 Creek Road, Apapa. Our head office is on ITF building, Funshaw Williams Avenue. And then we have got our phone numbers. We have an email address. We have a website address. We're on Instagram. We're on YouTube. We're on Facebook. And then we have a physical presence everywhere. We have ambassadors. You can see Ellen Paul. You can see Chef Ify. These are tested people who have been using this brand, and they are talking about it to the world. And the brand is continuing. All over the world, we are into a lot. It's a big chain. Try and visit our website and read more about us, and you will not be disappointed with your relationship with Ajinomoto. And by the grace of God, we are also still having 7 delicious Ajinomoto jollof rice and ofada rice for lunch for those who would like to visit that stand anytime when lunchtime is ready. Thank you always for this opportunity. Thank you so very much. Thank you.